Welcome into This Week in Georgia Tech Athletics. I'm your host, Kyle Tait. Each week on Monday and Thursday, I give you a rundown of all the happenings across Georgia Tech sports right here on RamblinWreck.com. Let's get right to it. The last couple of days have been huge for Georgia Tech basketball, both men's and women's. For Paul Hewitt's men's squad, the Jackets beat Wake Forest on Wednesday by their largest margin of victory ever in an ACC game. Final score 74-39. Glenn Rice Jr. led all scorers with 21, while Amon Shumpert added 20 for the Jackets. Ari Stewart led Wake Forest in scoring with 9. The evening's game saw just 13 points in the second half from Wake on 4 of 21 shooting. Overall on the night, the Demon Deacons shot just 26%, and this came after Sunday's win over North Carolina, in which the Heels had their worst shooting night in more than 5 decades at 27%. This Jackets team is really starting to find its stride. Your next chance to watch Georgia Tech men's basketball will be this Sunday at noon as they'll hit the road to Charlottesville to take on the Virginia Cavaliers. The Cavs enter Sunday's ball game at 10-8 with a 1-3 ACC mark. They look to bounce back from a 3-game losing skid, falling to North Carolina, Duke, and most recently Boston College Wednesday night. Final score 70-67. The Jackets and Cavs tip off at noon. The game will be televised by the ACC network and can be heard, as always, on 106.7 FM or 790 The Zone on your AM dial. Your next chance to see the Jackets at home will be on Tuesday against Virginia Tech at Alexander Memorial Coliseum. The women's team also got a win over Wake Forest this week. Theirs coming on Monday in Winston-Salem by a score of 54-46. It was a streaky game, to say the least. The Lady Jackets took a big 14-0 lead to start the game, but Wake went on a 13-0 run to climb right back into it. Tech responded with a 13-0 run of their own before Wake put together a dominating 20-0 run that lasted more than 14 minutes and spanned the two halves. Wake led by as many as 7, but as they have all season long, the Jackets responded, thanks in large part to freshman Ty Marshall. The rookie guard from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, put together a 17-point effort, 15 of which came in the second half, to essentially carry the team to its 13th straight win. Final score 54-46. It's the first time ever that Tech has started ACC play 4-0. They stand at 16-4 overall. As is always the case in ACC women's basketball, it doesn't ever get easy for the Lady Jackets, though. They head right back up to North Carolina on Friday for a road game against the number 3 and unbeaten Duke Blue Devils. Duke is just one of 2 teams remaining unbeaten in the country at 17-0, with Florida Gulf Coast at 14-0 the other. To add to it, Tech hasn't won in Durham since January of 1993, and the Blue Devils have beaten the Jackets in 31 straight games dating back to 1994. Friday's game tips off at 6:30 and can be heard right here on 91.1 FM in Atlanta or online at WREK.org. The next time you can catch your women's basketball team at home is this Sunday the 23rd when they take on the Eagles of Boston College. It's alumni night and engineering night at the Coliseum, and the Lady Jackets want to see you at the game. Go to RamblinWreck.com and click Ticket Central in the upper right corner of the homepage. Along the left side, click the link that says Promotion Codes and enter the code BUZZ, that's B-U-Z-Z, for your chance to buy $2 tickets to Sunday's game. We hope to see you there. Men's and women's tennis will both be in action this weekend. The men's team will head up to Columbia, South Carolina for a Sunday afternoon matchup with the South Carolina Gamecocks. The Gamecocks are ranked number 56 in the nation as a team and opened the spring season last weekend by splitting a doubleheader, beating Wofford 6-1 but falling to Elon 5-2. The match begins at 1 p.m. You can follow live stats on RamblinWreck.com. As for women's tennis, they'll be in action right here in Atlanta in a difficult early season matchup, welcoming number 9 Northwestern to the Bill Moore Tennis Center. Sunday afternoon's meeting marks a stretch of 4 straight matches in which number 16 Georgia Tech will face a top 30 opponent in Atlanta. Next weekend, they'll welcome Iowa, Illinois, and South Florida, all nationally ranked, for the annual ITA kickoff weekend. And then the following Friday, February 4th, they'll face the 15th ranked Georgia Bulldogs in Athens. Speaking of women's tennis, congratulations are in order for Lynn Blau for her accomplishments in the opening week of spring. Blau went 2-0 in singles play and 1-1 in doubles at the Michigan Invitational. She finished 6th overall in the singles portion of the Invitational with 12 points. For her efforts, she was named the ACC Women's Tennis Player of the Week. Congratulations, Lynn. Finally, Georgia Tech baseball season tickets are on sale now. Reserved chairback seats are available for $275, which includes a $150 donation to the Grand Slam Club. Reserved bench seats and general admission bench seating are also available at $125 per ticket. The Jackets are ranked number 19 in collegiate baseball's preseason rankings. They open the season with a 3-game home series against the Kent State Golden Flashes Friday, February 18th through Sunday, February 20th. That'll do it for this week in Georgia Tech Athletics. We hope you'll join us next time. For more information on any of these stories or for ticket information, visit the official website of Georgia Tech Athletics, www.ramblinrec.com. And don't forget to check back on Monday for the next installment of This Week in Georgia Tech Athletics. Until then, I'm your host, Kyle Tait, saying, what's the good word?